Let us start unit number 17, that is nutrients in food. We know that food, air and water, they are the basic needs of a human and very important for the existence of life. So children, having a good meal will help you to prepare your body for the day, as well as it will help you to prevent diseases and help you to gain immunity. So when planning a meal, it is very essential that you include all the nutrients in your food. So this is the table. It shows you the diet plan of a student for breakfast, lunch as well as dinner in the following days of the week. So you can see children that this student, he takes a glass of milk, string hoppers, dal, coconut sambar. So we can see that this combination of the food, it contains an ideal source of nutrients. So let us learn children the different types of nutrients that must be present in planning a meal. So there are mainly five nutrients that are needed by the body. They are the carbohydrates, the proteins, the lipids, vitamins and the minerals. So if they ask you what are the five main nutrients, you have to list these five. And in addition to the above nutrients, in certain amounts you must include water as well as fiber. It must be present in the diet. So carbohydrates, they are one of the main five nutrients that are essential for the functioning of the body. And the main function of this nutrient, that is carbohydrates, is that it is the main source of energy that provides energy to our body. So children, carbohydrates that we take in, they are in two forms such as sugar as well as starch. So you can see these examples children. Most of this food such as rice, just take the example rice. So it contains starch. Potatoes, it also contains mainly the carbohydrates. Here they are present in the form of starch. So you know that sugar or any fruits and all, the form of carbohydrate that is present is in the form of sugar. So, and what is the main function of this? Is to provide you energy. So you can see the examples that are given, that they are the foods that are rich in carbohydrates. The bread, most of the cereals that we take, the rice, wheat, paddy, everything, rice, wheat, maize, breadfruit, noodles, potatoes, the sugar, string hoppers. So all of these contain carbohydrates. So the second nutrient that I'm going to speak to you is about proteins children. So you know the main function of proteins is that it is very essential for growth as well as the maintenance and as well as the repair of the body tissues. So children, a pregnant woman, she must include an adequate amount of proteins in her diet. So do you know the reason for this? So it is because nearly 80% of the human brain, the growth of the human brain takes place from the time of conception of the child in the womb up to nearly about 2 years from the time of birth. So children, you can see that this picture, it shows you some examples of foods that are rich in proteins. So you can see eggs, soya beans, fish, dry fish, meat and some other foods that are rich in proteins are given to you. They are the wing beans. So you know that a wing bean is, in Sinhala we call it tambala. It is also a very rich source of protein. Gram, milk, dal and mushroom, they all contains proteins. So children, the table, it shows you the different amounts of proteins that are recommended for different age limits. So you can see that this table, it summarizes the minimum amount of proteins that must be included per day. So you can see the different age categories are given as well as the amount of protein per 1 kilogram of your body mass. So you children, you can find your age and you can, if you know your body weight, you can calculate the amount of proteins that is needed for your requirement. So the next nutrient that I'm going to speak to you is about lipids. So children, lipids, it helps to improve the texture and the flavor of the food, and it will help to keep the food for a long time, for a prolonged time, and you won't feel hungry when you eat foods that contains lipids. Children, the main function of lipids is that it is a very concentrated source of energy. It provides high amounts of energy for you. So children, lipids, it exists mainly as fats as well as oils. So lipids can be divided basically into two parts, as fats and oils. So children, let us take fats. So fats, they are solids at room temperature, and they are mainly derived from animal sources. Children, the examples for fats, they are the butter, the ghee, they are all derived from animal sources. So the next one is the oils. The oils, they are mainly liquid at room temperature, and they are mainly found in plants. So to produce oils, mainly we use plants, vegetables as well as these seeds. So examples for oils, the coconut oil, the palm oil, they are all liquid at room temperature. So children, this picture shows you some food items that are rich in lipids. So the egg yolk, it is also a very rich source of lipids. Curd, butter, coconut, gingerly, they are the foods that are rich in. So children, the next category of nutrients, they are the vitamins and the minerals. So children, vitamins and minerals, they are required in very small amounts, but they are very essential for the functioning of the human body. So let us see children, what are the functions of vitamins and minerals. So they are very important to maintain the protective function. That means it will help you to prevent from getting diseases. It will help you to improve your immunity so that you won't get diseases easily, and it will help you to improve as well as maintain your good health. So children, let us learn some vitamins, their functions, and the foods that are rich in these vitamins. So let us take vitamin A. So vitamin A is important to improve your vision. It will help for the proper functioning of your eyes, and it will help you to maintain a very healthy as well as a beautiful skin as well as your hair. So let us see the foods that are rich in vitamin A. They are the cod liver oil, liver, milk, butter, and most of the yellow colored fruits and vegetables you find, it is a very rich source of vitamin A, such as pumpkin, carrot, mango. So they are the foods that are rich in vitamin A. So the next vitamin is vitamin B. So vitamin B is very important for the development of memory power. And it will help to reduce lethargy. Lethargy means the feeling of laziness. So how does it reduce lethargy? It will help to increase the formation. It is very important in the formation of red blood cells. So we know that red blood cells, they carry oxygen for our cells, and it will help to reduce the feeling of letharginess. And the food sources that are rich in vitamin B, they are the cereals, liver, red rice, green vegetables, meat, fish, milk, eggs, and most of the green vegetables. And the next vitamin is vitamin C. Vitamin C is important to maintain your healthy gums and it will help to strengthen your immunity. It will help to fight against diseases, and it will help you to keep you healthy. And the food sources that are rich in vitamin C, they are the most of the citrus fruits, such as lime, orange, narang, nelly, guava, pepper, tomato, and vegetables. So the next vitamin is vitamin D. So vitamin D is important in the development of your bones, and it is very important to maintain a healthy set of teeth, and it will prevent from decaying of teeth. And the foods that are rich in vitamin D, they are the butter, cod liver oil, eggs, milk, fish. And the next one is vitamin E. It is important in cell division, maintain cell division. So what are the food sources that are rich in vitamin A? They are the wheat, green leaves, dark green vegetables, cereals. And vitamin K, it is involved in the blood clotting mechanism. So think you have a wound, and for quick healing of the wound, you have to include these foods that are rich in vitamin K, such as cabbage, cauliflower, spinach and tomato. So this picture shows you the different types of foods that are rich in vitamins, such as carrot, red rice, pepper, cabbage, milk, fish. So children, next we'll see the different minerals that are necessary for the functioning of the body, as well as the foods that are rich in these minerals. So the first mineral is calcium. So you know that calcium is very essential to maintain a very healthy set of teeth as well as your bones. So have you heard of the disease osteoporosis? So this is due to the deficiency of calcium. It will cause your bones to become brittle. That means it will break. It is very prone to fractures if you don't take calcium rich food. And also it is important in blood clotting during injuries. So the food sources that are rich in calcium they include milk, green leaves, small sprouts and the small fish. So children, the next mineral is the phosphorus. The phosphorus is also important in maintaining healthy teeth as well as bones, and it is important to maintain strong muscles. So where do you find phosphorus? What are the food sources that are rich in phosphorus? It includes milk, eggs, cheese, meat, garlic and other foods. And also iron. Iron, it's important in the formation of hemoglobin, which is important for the transportation of oxygen throughout the body. So it will help to prevent the disease condition we know, the anemia. It will help to reduce. So iron is important to prevent anemia. So children, the foods that are rich in iron, they include chinjali, liver, meat, dal, spinach, sarana, gotukula. So they are the foods that are rich in iron. So the next mineral is the sodium. Sodium, it is important in the transmission of nerve impulses. And the foods that are rich in sodium, it includes the salt that we used in our cooking. So you have to include this, and certain amount of foods such as meat, milk, eggs, they also contain sodium. And the next one is the mineral is the iodine. So iodine is very important in the development of intelligence as well as memory power. And also it is important to produce the hormone, synthesis of the hormone thyroxine. And the foods that are rich in iodine is the iodized salt. And most of the seafoods, they are the foods that contain iodine. And you know the disease condition due to lack of iodine, it's goiter. So children, you can observe the picture and see some foods that are rich in minerals. For example, garlic, dal, milk, spinach, sprouts, they are the dried fish and the gotukala. So concerning the daily food requirements for an individual, you must include carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals and lipids in your diet. So when planning your meal, so you have to make sure children that you include all these nutrients in your food to maintain a healthy diet. And children, you know that most of the food items, they are rich in different types of nutrients. For example, just we'll take dal. So dal, it contains carbohydrates, proteins and minerals. For another example, we'll take eggs. So it also contains proteins, lipids, vitamins and minerals. So it's very important that you include a combination of these nutrients when planning your diet. So children, you can observe the labels that are present in different types of food containers. From the market what you buy, you can just look at the different food labels that are present in the packet. So children, there it includes something which is called the nutrition information. So there they include the serving size and the amount of energy that you gain by eating the particular food, the proteins, the fats, the carbohydrates, the sugar content, the amount of vitamins and minerals. Therefore, in planning your diet, you have to, before you eat the product, just check the label and see whether it fulfills your daily requirement. So children, you know that certain amount of fibers must be included in your diet. So let us see what is meant by fibers. So the fibrous nature of the food is called as fibers. So fibers, basically they can be divided in two parts. So first one is you can observe with your naked eye. So other type is that it is very microscopic in nature. You have to use a microscope to observe these fibers. Children, fiber, as I told you earlier, it is a part of a plant-based food, such as from grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and as well as beans, so that the body, it cannot break down these fibers, so it passes through the body undigested. It will help to keep your digestive system clean as well as healthy. It will ease the bowel movements, and it will reduce the absorption of fat. It will reduce the amount of cholesterol in the diet of the body, and it will reduce also the amount of the absorption of sugar in the diet of the food, and it will help you to prevent non-communicable diseases, and it will prevent constipation and reduce the risk of causing diseases such as piles. Foods that are rich in the different types of fibers. So children, unpolished rice. Unpolished rice is a very rich source of fiber. And fruits such as umbrella, mango, guava, banana and pepper, they are all rich sources of fibers. So vegetables such as kohila, cabbage, drumstick, loofah, radish, they are all vegetables. They contain fibers. So the cereals and the grains, especially the kurakan, is a very rich source of fiber. So children, it's very important that you include fiber in your diet to prevent constipation and to prevent yourself from getting diseases also. So children, water takes a very important role in our diet. So we have to drink adequate amounts of water. So let us see the importance of water in our diet. So first, it is used to cool your body surface, and it will supply a medium for most of the cellular reactions to take place. So most of the reactions taking place in the cell, it takes place in a watery medium. And the third one is that it will help to remove all the waste material, all the excretory products, the toxins that are produced from our body efficiently, and it will help to prevent constipation. So the difficulty of passing feces is reduced when you take sufficient amount of water. So this ends the part 1 of the presentation.